And we're back with another stupid story from
Wait,
Kaylee.
why are you introducing it? Just go. Just let it
Hey,
be
so
random.
Just
I
right
was
Read it.
off the rip.
driving.
Come on.
Okay, sorry. 2 days ago, I was driving and I have road rage. Verbal road rage, not aggressive. So anyway, this girl wouldn't go, and I was like, "Bitch, go!" And all of a sudden, Henry's in the back seat because I was taking him to daycare, and he goes, "Mama, her sorry."
Her sorry? Like
Yeah,
she
her sorry. Like the bitch in front of me.
well, good for him. He's like, see, he,
Yeah, that's me. So that's my
that's an
funny.
important life quality is to be like, yo, like she really regrets it.
It made me feel bad, and I need to watch what I say because, like, and my son's pretty wild, and so if he's being like, "Mama, her sorry," like, Mama probably needs to take a chill pill.
Mama
I
probably
mean,
needs some retail therapy. Sorry,
Right.
Jake.
I had some today.
so well, I mean, oh, it's funny. So Haterade, the hate episode, the fucking hate episode.
It's in time for the holidays.
I, perfect timing for Christmas week to come out
Look,
with the fucking hate episode.
it's right in alignment with Festivus, and this is just the airing of the grievances.
What the fuck is Festivus?
She doesn't watch Seinfeld. Fucking
Really?
I mean, I've seen Seinfeld a lot when I was little, but not as an adult to remember
All right.
anything except for
As
No Soup for You.
as a coach, I am qualified
Okay.
to put this on you. Take a fucking lap. Go
Okay.
take a lap.
Not
Go run a lap.
20 push-ups.
Yeah, and then run another lap.
There's my lap.
Okay,
So
so
Festivus is the holiday that George's dad invents.
Okay.
And it's like they have a poll and then they do the airing of grievances. So
the
essentially, I
feats of
think it was just
strength.
a way for him to tell his wife and his child like how much he dislikes them once a year and just
Ooh, I should make this at my family. You just get a pole and pass it around?
it's like a volleyball poll, I think. It was like a
Yeah,
tire.
it's an aluminum pole. Well, actually, the Anytime Fitness that I managed, I set that up one year for Festivus, and we did like a whole feats of strength in the gym of like, hey, who's the strongest person that's going to walk through the door today? And it was a great thing, but you had to leave. You had to air one grievance.
Yeah.
That
So
was
Festivus, the secular
I just looked it up.
holiday, yes, popularized by Seinfeld, involves traditions like the aluminum pole with no tinsel, the airing of grievances, a celebratory dinner, often meatloaf, and feats of strength, wrestling the head of household until you can pin them, or you
Oh,
get yes.
no one's gonna be able to pin Jake. Can you double team?
No, it's one on one.
Oh man.
Survival of the fittest.
Oh
Survival of the
god.
strongest. So, and Festivus is actually the Tuesday before Christmas. So this will come out the day prior. So it really is great timing.
Perfect timing. Meant to be.
I love how this was like your idea too.
The hate episode. Because I get so worked up about stuff, man. I can't help it.
I it's
mean,
just you
I don't know
care.
if Phil does.
Oh,
Phil, do
Yeah.
you get
oh
mad? Have you experienced anger in your life?
no,
I don't
never,
think he has.
not once, not once,
You, Phil, did you say you've never experienced anger?
never. I live a peaceful life like a monk. I I meditate all day long. I never drive anywhere just to avoid. I've never even been in a car in my life. Daily
See,
stoic.
this
More
is how
like,
you do it. It's how you get there.
yeah, every second of every day, I am just at bliss. I am the Buddha. That's why I'm bald.
I I've
Whatever
been
you
into Buddhism
consider
lately.
that is, that's me.
Yeah, yeah. I've really been getting into the idea of Buddhism. I like it. I even bought like a Buddhism for Dummies book that I haven't started or read. That's been sitting around for like 8 months now. But I'm just saying, it
So,
seems
Stephen, every
solid.
time you say something that sounds crazy or just like random, I always like give it a beat because I can never tell if you're serious or there's going to be a punchline after. I do that very often when you speak.
Or if he's
No,
just
I'm
gonna
being serious.
fart.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think my farts are, I guess they probably are loud enough to hear on this mic, but whatever.
Yeah, I was really thrilled that Pearl randomly told a stranger the other day that mommy has a funny friend that farts when he plays the piano. That
I
was
also fart when I play drums and when I play guitar and when I play bass. See, multi-talented.
See
What's
what I
up?
mean? Like you're waiting for the fart at all times.
So Yeah, one of my favorite times was when Nikki got super fucking pissed and then
Oh,
yelled at somebody in particular about like fucking bothering them while you guys were at your fucking kids' like kindergarten graduation.
Oh yeah.
So like if you don't get pissed, I fucking love like I love especially like and then other people too, like people that never get pissed off and are always chill. I love when they finally fucking blow up on
so
somebody that's
you
just been
know,
fucking
shit. So in my household, as wild as I am, I don't get as worked up easily with the kids, but my kids know, both of them. If mom, if I am finally speaking up and mad, like they don't say a word. Like they know shit has really went too far if mom is actually saying something.
I love it. So, Phil, you'll have to figure out what you're pissed off about or what you hate or what grinds your gears, boy. Um,
Usually whenever
Love this
somebody's granny
episode already.
shifting, just trying to go like whenever what grinds my gears is usually just somebody's granny shifting or they miss their gear entirely. We're talking about driving, right?
Yeah.
no, we're talking about life.
Oh,
We
All
can
right.
get to fitness, but we're talking about fucking life. And by the way, most people don't drive manuals anymore. They don't actually shift. The car does it for them. It's an automatic.
Yeah. I
yeah.
know how to drive one though. I had to learn when I was a teenager. I don't know if I can still do it. It's been probably 24 years since I've had to.
So
So
the
2 cars
reason
ago,
why
I had a
I
manual. I'm going to tell this story, and you save yours real quick because mine's short.
Shut your
I
fucking
fucking
mouth,
had
Phil.
I had my garage door open, and I fucking forgot to put it in gear or park. So I like walked out, and it's fucking across the street. Like it came this close to fucking running into a light pole.
Steven!
I just fucking forgot. It just fucking rolled out of my driveway.
That's some shit I would do for sure. That's
Uh,
crazy.
that
all
is
right, Phil,
like
go.
everyone that's like everyone who drives a manual, that's like your fear though, is forgetting to set the brake. No, so
I had
My
I
an
fear is
electric one.
going no, the biggest fear with a stick shift is when you're at a fucking stoplight or a stop sign, you gotta go. Because if
And
you're
especially if you're on the fucking decline and you're on the hill.
and you got some jackass right on your bumper.
Mhm,
Mhm.
Oh, so I actually my Firebird was originally a manual,
of course, yeah.
and whenever I did you say of course I had a Firebird? Yeah.
Did you also wear a bandana at times?
Yes. Look, look, the Green Power Ranger was one of my childhood heroes along with Macho Man Randy Savage. Both wore bandanas all the time. In my mind,
I can
nothing
see
made you
it.
cooler than a bandana, okay? Plus Hulk Hogan, like, come on, brother. So I had my Firebird and I was just putting stupid money into this car because teenager, I don't have anything else to do. What the hell responsibilities do I have, right? So a lot of horsepower in this thing, and I was doing martial arts at the time, and I end up just completely blowing up my knee. This was whenever I tore both my meniscus and my ACL at the same time. And keep in mind, this is a class with like grown adults. I blow the knee up, and I'm like, hey, can somebody just drive my car home for me? It's a manual. And literally all of them, grown men like 30s, 40s, 50s, are like, yeah, I don't know how to drive a manual. So I had to take one of the kendo sticks, take off my shoe, press the kendo stick into my shoe, wad my t-shirt in there to just fill the gap, and then tape it. I had duct tape in the trunk. I had to duct tape the shoe to the clutch to be able to press it in and drive home with
Wow.
operating the clutch
That
with
sounds
my
super
left hand.
safe.
Oh,
Love it.
absolutely. Safest thing in the world. That's what I would recommend.
So yeah, so now we got to figure out what you hate. With do we fucking even talk about the fitness stuff? I guess we have to. It's like what people listen to us
Yeah,
for.
so if you want me to start, I can think of probably the one that irritates me the most in the industry that I hear about, right? So it's not something I do or clients do, but
Uh huh.
the amount of
Sure.
time it takes people to get back to check-ins, like a coach's
Yes.
response time, I just cannot fathom waiting 24, 48, 72 a week. Like, and people still pay them. That's the insane thing. Cause I see it. I'm in Reddit a lot and they'll be like, oh yeah, my coach. And I'm like, what part of one, the person that's a client, like, after a couple times, I'd be like, "Hey, this isn't working." And just 2, from the coach's perspective, I can't imagine having somebody in prep or lifestyle and, like, they see the check-in. Like, they see it and they're just like, "Meh, can't be bothered with doing my job."
That topic is posted at least once a week on Reddit,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I don't get how it's still a common practice thing at
Next
all.
episode, we need to do a Reddit read episode where we just read things in Reddit and give
Hells
our
yeah.
response.
Fuck. Well, I mean, some of I have responses in there under my pseudo uh random not Steven one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard because like especially when and I wish I almost kind of wish more people would be forthcoming about stuff. And I'm sure you guys understand this one too. So I don't understand this either because literally a check-in's not that time to, especially if you do this on a regular basis. I might spend 10, 15 minutes looking through somebody's stuff. And that's if I really need to pay attention or go back and maybe look at some other things to remind myself or whatever. And then the response, what, maybe 10 minutes at most for most people, normally less. So you're talking about less than half an hour per check-in. Like, so either you have way too fucking many clients, which means you're making fucking bank, um, which most people aren't. So I don't think that's a thing. Or you're just doing other shit and you don't care.
Yeah.
Because I'll get like somebody checks in and I have a day off. You check in on my day off, I fucking don't exist on that day. You ain't
Right,
hearing back.
that's different than having boundaries, like, after the cutoff time or
Right. But you check in on time, you're gonna hear from me that day. If you don't, I literally tell everybody, fucking message me and let me know something happened. It's
yeah,
rare,
yeah,
but shit
same.
happens. But it's a consistent like time over and over and over again where you're hearing about coaches taking weeks, like a week to respond, or
Can you
like 2 or
imagine
3
being in
weeks
prep
to get a
and getting
fucking.
your changes, like, 2 days later or a week?
So that one would piss me off, but it's also just like that it takes weeks to get a training program, and then the training program's shitty anyways, right? It's fucking just whatever. Um, so it is wild to me that like, especially if you want to be in this industry, you should care about your reputation. Like shit. That's why I'm on my own right now. That my reputation is important to me. Like when it's all said and done, what people say about you is what's going to, have a big impact on whether or not you survive as a coach. And so it's like, fuck, how do you do that? I understand sometimes stuff just gets missed and people make mistakes, but it's a consistent thing. And I think most of the time when I see that feedback, they are not listing who is their coach. The
That's what
other
I don't
thing with that is,
understand. Why are you protecting a shitty person?
I
so
think people in a competitor's defense, I think they get scared of retaliation, and
What
some
though?
people
Like,
really
your
hate
your coach is gonna have you do more cardio or eat less food? Like,
yeah,
they're already a shit coach. You should be looking for another one to begin with, and if they're
I
gonna
know.
retaliate
I think it's
to make your
because
life miserable, fuck them.
I think it's really common for upfront payments, and it's really common for them to try to lock them into, like, a contract. Like, I don't do that because I don't want anybody to stay with me because they feel like they have to, right? Because 'Cause they've already met like, if somebody makes an upfront package, I'll pause it, you can use it later, you know what I mean? Like, there's no
Yeah,
cancellation fees, like, I'm not trying to take money just to take it. That's a bizarre thing to me, but, I mean, people do that, right? But I can understand, I guess, anybody listening, kind of the flip side, like, you wanna count what your money is or what, but, like, don't overextend your own personal finances where you gotta try to take somebody's money who doesn't even wanna be with you anymore. Like, that's weird to me.
So
yeah.
I will say this. I feel like a lot of those coaches that do that shit are not well known. There might be some that are like well known in terms of the industry and whatever, but a lot of those people, like they're not full time online coaches. They're probably they met them in the gym. They train
Yeah.
people at gym, that stuff. So they're pretty small name a lot of the times I find, and not that I'm big name, but so there's not
Well, no,
really
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Um, there's not like a reputation to fucking affect for them, in all honesty.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true. And a lot of people do it on the side. I mean, I've had people that I know, like, personally in real life, where they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm coaching now," and they'll do it for a little bit, and then you notice that it falls off because people assume it's not a hard job by any means, but they don't understand the actual, like, time management, and it sounds cool to work for yourself. All this sounds really good, but, like,
Mhm.
an LLC costs money. There's fees taken out if you're actually, having somebody pay through, like, Stripe, for example. There's a whole lot more back end stuff that isn't as glamorous as, "Oh, I get to work for myself, work my own hours," and so I think some people get into it thinking it's gonna be a quick, easy buck, and then they're like, "Ooh, fuck, not what I thought."
Well, everybody just hears about like, oh, hey, make 10K a month as trainer and do our how to be a coach program and all this stuff. And it's like it's like you guys have said, a check-in should take about 30 minutes from start to finish. That's why I also will meet with my clients at least once a month on a 30-minute Zoom and just, hey, that's your check-in for the week is, hey, let's just kind of go over, let's take more of like a macro view of how your progress is coming along, right? And that's why it's wild to me whenever these people say, "Oh, well, my coach is taking 5 days to get back to me or a week," or like, "Well, they might only respond, with like, hey, everything looks good, no changes." Like, I've been on the receiving end of that. So like that's one thing that pisses me off is whenever it's like the super minimal, like you
You've
get
only ever
one
had one
feed
coach though, haven't you?
me?
Yeah, you only ever worked with one person.
No, I've worked with two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've worked with two for like all around coaching. And then whenever I was younger, I did have a powerlifting coach that was watching my stuff, you know,
Okay. I
way,
only
way
knew that
early
I've
days.
only known of you having worked with one.
Yeah.
No, I also worked with Dr. Joe. Great experience
Oh
overall.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've never heard a single complaint about Joe.
Yeah. Like Dr. Joe, that was because I had such a bad experience with the other one. That was why I was hesitant to do another coach. I was like, oh, I don't know, but if I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna go for Dr. Joe. Um, but like even that, like I go, man, Dr. Joe, here's this like pioneer in the industry, like, kind of the godfather of what we do. And I never waited more than like 6 or 7 hours. And this is a guy who has a franchise clinic of diet docs and has his clients and also has his family and all that stuff. And I'm like, if Joe can do it and I can do it, why the hell can't these people that I see people post about on Reddit, why can't these air quotes coaches do their damn job or at least put more into it, especially seeing what some people charge? Like I see people charging, five, six, seven, $800 a month. And I'm like, you
That's
wait a week to
crazy to
hear
me.
a
I feel
response from this person.
so bad asking somebody for that kind of money.
Our job's not fucking worth that much money. Like I love what I do. I have a lot of respect for what I do. I do see a lot of value in what I do. And yes, what you guys do too. Because it's the same pretty much. Uh, but like our fucking job is not worth that much money. Like so
It's insane.
unless you're like one of those people that wants to have like weekly meetings and fucking full access to me within specific hours and
Yeah,
like
or if
it's
you were a
going to
registered dietitian giving very detailed meal plans, because I will give a client, like, a meal plan sometimes if they don't know how to track, but it takes some time. You gotta, and as a dietitian, then you're legally bound for, like, the appropriate amount of fiber, and there's a lot more parts to that. So that I could get, paying 5 or 600 because you have a registered dietitian making you a tailored meal plan every week or something like that, but
yeah.
And like I will say, I do have that higher end package as well,
of course you
but
do, Phil.
the
I
goal is
I put it on my website. Nobody's even fucking asked me about it.
like my
I'm
highest
gonna put
end.
one for, like, $20,000 where I'll follow you every day.
Hey, you just need like one person a month. That's it.
I'm
Just
sure
one
there's
client.
some single dude from overseas that will be like, "Bet, I'm sending you a money wire right
He'll,
now.
he'll be like, I don't even need you to follow me around. Just send
I'm
me your
gonna follow
fart in a
you."
jar once a week.
And that's how Kaylee got the Prince of Abu Dhabi to be her client.
You think he likes jar farts?
I mean, hey, we don't kink shame on here.
"Oh,
No, that's
if
not
it's
true.
too crazy, I'm gonna shame you."
Yeah, I do king shame. Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
There's
like,
a
if
It
lot.
you
comes
go
out of
cheat
there.
on me,
Okay.
I'm gonna shame you. I am going to shame you.
Did I tell the story about how one of my best friends at the time, their wife asked me to poop on them?
You've told me.
What
Yeah.
the
I haven't
fuck?
told it on this podcast. Oh, fucking Rainbow Story Time.
Oh, I know this one.
So I used to be in a band. I was probably like 20, 21-ish at this point in
You
time.
used to be
Uh,
in a band.
the early 20s. Who would have
What'd you
thought that I
play?
used to be in a band?
Drums.
Bass.
Our buddy Chase played drums, Dawkin played lead guitar, and then I'll save the other guy's name
Can you
because it was
sing?
no, I did backups. I was like the screamy guy and played bass. So our main singer and guy that played rhythm, it wasn't a good marriage. He got married early, whatever. Um, and so I knew his wife at the time, and she's like, "Oh, I want Steven to poop on me." And so, like, they legit had a whole conversation and came to the conclusion that, like, "Hey, Steven, it's cool. She's gonna wear a bikini top. Can you just poop on her chest?" And I was like, I can't do that, man. I literally can't do it.
I have so many questions.
Me
So
too.
many. One, if I was gonna pick someone to poop on me, I don't think it would be you. I know what your diet's like. Like, it would not be you, first of all.
I mean, yeah,
Second
look,
question
I'm
is
working a 7 on a good day.
how does a human figure out they like to be shit on?
I
Like, at
don't know
what
that it
point?
was like a thing. I think it was like a, "Do I like it? I think I might like it. Let me see if I like it." And, like, to be fair, like, I would never wanna be the one that pooped on my what, like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't wanna poop on Jillian, but I wouldn't
I
be cool
mean,
with anybody else doing it
that's
either,
just
but
so there's a lot to unpack there. A
I
lot.
don't think we do unpack it all. So
No.
anyways, I hated that. I hated that situation.
So you didn't
Uh,
do it?
no, I did not do it. However, his girlfriend after that did shave my butthole.
Okay.
I
So you and
don't
your
know what
friends are
was wrong
pretty
with it.
close.
You
Like,
gotta question like his
was
choosing
it for
of
show or
partner.
just for funsies?
It was I don't remember how it happened. We were at my mom's house, and it was me, him, and his girlfriend, and I was probably just talking shit, being an asshole, and, like, said something, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll shave your butthole, I don't care." And he was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then so, like, he's in the room right here, and then we're in the bathroom, and she's like it's tickled too, because like, the water was warm. Um, I don't know.
Steven, I
What's wrong
I
with
wish
me?
you were my brother just so I could have grown up with you. Honestly, can you imagine the shit we would have got into?
It's probably for the best. I mean, we might not be outside of prison if that were the case.
Shit.
Um, so I like okay, fucking there's that one. The other one I see a lot of the time is cookie cutter shit. Like that's the red flag. But what I hate about that shit is like the cookie cutter just volume fucking crazy. Like that's always the cookie cutter shit. It's like
Yep.
5 sets of fucking leg press, 5 sets of squats, 5 sets of Bulgarian. So like you got people doing like fucking 25 to 30 working sets on like a lower body day. Um, and I'm just like, what? And then the other thing that comes in with that I always fucking see is they'll have like a bunch of movements and then they'll have fucking like heavy squats halfway through the workout. Like, oh yeah, that's what you should be fucking
Yeah,
doing.
your
And you're
compounds
already
after your
super
accessories.
like, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Fucking
now the part that I really hate about that isn't even that the client had to go through it, but if a client comes from super high volume and then you have 5 or 6 movements, they're like, "This isn't enough." And you're like, "But it
Like,
is if you just"
ooh.
because you have a tendency I used to have a high volume training program, and you don't try as hard because you know your ass has gotta make it to the end. So you're not training at an RP of 9 with 8 movements. You fucking can't.
Mm-mm.
plus it's like time investment. Like you have a family and kids. I'm lazy and I don't like being outside of my house. Like I don't want to be at the gym for
Yeah.
fucking 2.5 or 3 hours. So you give me 20 some odd working sets. I'm gonna fucking try and fly through it and superset it and just fucking do whatever I can to make it through it as quick as possible. Um,
I remember
yeah.
my season in 2018, my friend was at the gym when I was training. She's like, she texted me, she's like, "Bitch, you need to slow down when you train." Like, she is like, she knows how to train and she's never competed, but she like texts me like, "Bitch, you were like running through." And I'm like, "Well, I was on my lunch hour and I had all these fucking movements and I was just trying to get through them."
Yeah, the high volume and then add into it whenever the coach is so lazy that they can't even be bothered to change the client's name on the training program.
I've gotten one of those.
I've gotten one of those.
Wow.
I
Wow.
have
In person.
gotten one of those.
I'm ADHD and I'm fucking like really so one, now that it's in the app, there's no like client name on the training programs anyways. Um but I'm always changing something, right? Um very, very rarely would something I've already written be like the perfect fucking thing
Yeah.
for somebody's new training program. Um but when I was still doing a lot of like sending them in whatever PDFs, I would save it. I would save it as a PDF and I would always fucking double check it like before I emailed it and sent it just to make sure that I wasn't being a fucking dum dum.
I do that with peaking plans just because I use the same template, right? Like obviously everybody's peaking is insane, but I just change the same template over and over and then export it to PDF for the client. But I always like get so paranoid because the name is on there, you know, and but I have to change everything. I've never sent it with the wrong name, but God, would that be embarrassing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand whenever you can so plainly see that there was no thought put into this other than just, okay, you're a man this age, or okay, you're a woman, so here's your plan. You know, I had a heartbreaking story with one of my clients whenever we first started working together, and she was like, I'm a little scared to work with an online coach again. I tried working with one a couple of years ago, and his expectation was that I was in the gym 6 days a week, and I
Mm.
run my business. I think she's got 4 kids now. At the time, I can't remember if she would have the 4th one yet, but she was like, I'm really nervous about, do I have the time to commit to this? I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. You're you don't need to be in the gym 6 days a week. Like,
Yeah.
let's have like 2 or 3 really good lifting sessions based off of your goals. Were you trying to get on a bodybuilding stage in a few years whenever you worked with this person? No, but it was the same program that they gave me. It was the same program that they were giving to their competitors, as like, this is what all people on a bodybuilding stage are doing. And because said I wanted to look like I could compete, this is what they wanted me to train. And I'm like, No, 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 no.
It doesn't work like that. First, like when we talk about progressive overload, that means you start where you fucking are. So if you're not lifting at all, you start from not lifting at all to maybe lifting a couple days a week. You don't go from 0 to 60.
Yeah.
And then like you should always be looking for minimal effective dose, like do the least amount of work to garner the response that you want. And man, it's just
I feel like there should
coaches
be
have a
an
hard time with
app.
that.
You know how teachers can know if you plagiarize? They have some sort of like system they can send your paper through to see if you plagiarized it. There should be one for training programs where you can see how many other people have your training program.
Oh, people would get fucked. Although, and to be
Boy.
fair, you would probably get like there would probably be people getting fucked on that that even weren't necessarily doing it just because we have like we have
There's only
tendencies.
so
Yeah,
many
yeah, we
movements,
have
and
a
if
West style. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, look, I might, depending on the person, have them essentially warm up with like, hey, let's do the hip abductor just for a little glute activation before you do your hip thrust. Or like a guy who's got a big bench press, I might say, hey, let's work like, chest fly, just get some activation in your pecs, get some blood flowing in
Or
your
maybe some
shoulders.
external rotation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then let's move into your actual bench press.
Yeah.
And there are other coaches that know to do these things. So I agree. I would love to see it, but then watch like all of us would be like, "Oh, hey, Phil's program came from Steven." I'd be like, "The fuck it did."
The fuck? Yeah, that is true. Yeah, there'd be a lot of.
So
It
I
was
mean
more
that's
of a
that.
joke than a real thing.
Well, I mean to be fair, that there are because like I shared my programs with so many of the people on the team over the years.
Yeah.
Um, so like there are people that have given my literally fucking word for word, just changed a name and a date on it, given my programs out to their clients over and over and over again. So like I know that's a fucking true thing. Kaylee,
What?
not you.
Well, I was like, I
But
didn't do that. I've never had a
you fucking
program.
know who I'm talking about though.
Oh, I do? Put it in the chat.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, film.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
She plagiarized everybody. I'll never forget when we were at a thing and a really good coach in the industry shared the template with us that they use for their training.
Doris's, yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
and then the next thing you know,
Mhm.
all of her client stuff looks just like it, and I was like, "What?" He said you could, like he sent it to all of us as, like, being nice, like, "Here, so you change the colors or change" you know what I mean? Like, no, it just straight up she just removed the logo and was sending it out to her clients. I was like, "That's not what he intended, I don't think."
That's bullshit. He didn't even send it to me. I didn't get to plagiarize
We were
fucking
all in the
nothing.
lobby because I his setup was really cool. He actually trained me for I had him do my training for a little bit, not the nutrition aspect, because his training he's good. Like, he I
Mhm.
really enjoyed him a lot just
Yep.
as a human. And
Yes.
so I was like, "That's so cool. I'd love to do something." He's like, "I'll send it to you. I don't mind. Just just change it up. Don't reuse it or whatever." I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And I mean, I still have it saved on my computer, but I didn't send it to any clients.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do fucking hate that too. Now, granted, I also programmed a lot differently back then, and I was on the higher end of volume because that was like what everybody was. That was just the
Yeah,
thing
but
back then.
probably when I started was probably the same,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, but I love how like you've gotten a training program, and then somebody else that's worked with that coach sent you the same training program that you just got sent.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, which sucks, right? Only because when you're paying someone a service, and there's so many ways when it comes to training to tailor it. Like, even if you were gonna say, okay, these two clients look very similar, they need very similar to build the same things, but are they training at gym or are they training at the home at home? Do they have a weak point? Is there a movement they're just not good at? There's a lot of opportunity to tailor something, even if it's just a smidge, right? Just a little bit. So I think it's just plain laziness to just send the same thing. It's so annoying.
and that's what happens when you get too many clients.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
you
burn
just,
out on what you do for a living. I think that
yeah,
happens too, where people they in the beginning and you see this common with people in anything, right? When they first get into hiring a coach, people out of the gate will be so excited. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to be the best. I want to make changes. And then sometimes years pass, look at all of us. We've been coaching for years now, but we still have that same fire and drive. But if you get into the wrong job that you don't actually like, I saw it a lot in nursing. There's a whole lot. Um, there's a whole lot of people who do a job they don't wanna do, and if anybody can see my face just now, the next thing we're talking about are we really gonna talk about this?
I mean, we absolutely
I think
can.
we should.
It's a
Actually, I do
problem.
think we should. I was gonna say no but honestly, this is, like, the biggest no.
So I think for you, like you could say no because it's not ever going to be a thing for you, right? Like, and so that's the thing. But for me, for Phil and I, like this is something that unfortunately it will have a big influence on whether or not somebody's even willing to work with us, whether or not they ever even reach out to us because it's such a fucking huge part of
Yeah,
professionalism.
I think the biggest can I say it just real quick so we can
Yeah.
okay, so one of the things I do hate this a lot in industry is coaches that sleep with their clients. And my main thing with that is I think it's an abuse of power. From a female's perspective, yes, I'm never gonna sleep with one of my coaches or one of my clients, sorry. All of my clients are female. I'm female. I'm straight. But there's an abuse of power there that as a female, I have been in a situation I've never slept with a coach. I've never had a coach try to sleep with me. What I'm saying is outside of the fitness industry, I have been where there has been an abuse of power like that because you look up to that person. You look at them for guidance. You want them to like you. You want them to be proud of you. And so getting sexual attraction from somebody that you see on a pedestal to me is really fucked up.
And so it- I don't think it should. If you are a coach that wants to coach and cares about your clients and the rest of the stuff, like it should be it really should be a non-issue. There should be like a line, not drawn in the sand, but like there should be a fucking trench dug
It should
there
be just
with
like your
with
college
barbed
professor
wire,
shouldn't
With
sleep.
landmines that are going to blow you
and
up.
fucking commies with machine guns getting ready to bust you up. Like that's how fucking hard that line should be. And so like I do, I get that it's not always a coach necessarily that initiates that either. Like I've had people that I've worked with that have like done things or like said things that like kind of sort of blur the lines, and I gotta be like, look, no, like This made me uncomfortable. This isn't cool because as a male or a female, you are in a position of authority and power when you are somebody's coach. There's a trust there, there's a respect there, and so it's not even. I think yes, that's a big part of it, but like, how the fuck are you supposed to be a good coach
Yeah.
if you're banging your clients?
Well, and there's so many people you could date. That's my thing too. Like, do you
Yeah.
really think your clients were your soulmate? Like, you just can't help yourself? And the coaches that do it with multiple people, that's the big kicker. Because if you did it one time and you ended up, let's say one time you did, but like there was a connection, you ended up married, that's the person you spend the rest of your life with. Like, okay, maybe that was like your soulmate. But if you do it more than once, that's that's
Well, we know that there
like
are other.
predatory.
It's 100% yes, and we do know that like there are coaches who essentially their coaching careers got killed because they were sleeping with multiple of their clients, and you know,
Even an allegation of it has uproared people,
Yep.
because I've heard allegations before where I don't know that it was ever, like, followed through, that it was real. Um, you never know, and I don't wanna, comment on that, but yeah.
so I'm of the mind that I would never discount somebody on an allegation.
Right,
Like
same, same,
I want you to
same.
have the ability to feel comfortable, say what you need to say, and then hopefully, it can get unpacked from there and things can get figured out. I don't want to rush to judgment on that issue, fucking ever. But some of the other kids, like they're the one person they were sleeping with got fucking pissed, and they were a big name, and they were loud about it. And guess what? Like, not only did that come back to bite them in the ass, but they're like, "Oh, well, these other things too." And then those things bit them in the ass, and now they're like, they're gone.
They're done.
That's it. There goes your business.
Well, that answers my question then. It wasn't any of the 2 I just sent you.
No, hold on. I'll put it in the chat. I hope people can't see the chat.
Wouldn't that be terrible this whole time?
This whole time. No, I
Like,
I
while
don't
we're just talking, so we have a site, anybody, hopefully you can't see it, but sometimes, like, there's a chat while we're doing this, but sometimes, like, we'll be getting mic feedback or somebody's volume's messed up, so it's a way for us to do it. Oh,
Or we'll talk shit that we don't want you guys to like. We don't want to talk shit or like put something out there that fucking just blah.
yeah, we're not trying to, like, light anybody's world on fire. I mean, are we not? No, I'm just kidding. We're
Yeah.
not. We're not trying to light.
Ah,
If you wanna know who I'm talking about, message me. No, I'm kidding.
but no, I'll never understand whenever again, it's an abuse of power. You're somebody that somebody's saying, "Hey, I value and respect your opinion so much. I'm willing to hire you as my coach." And then they they can be so manipulative. Like you hear horror stories all the time of like, coaches saying, "Oh, well, I need to actually see all of your striations.
I
So
need to
why
see you
don't we go to
naked.
yeah, why
What?
don't we go to your hotel room?"
yeah, you beat me to it. Yeah.
Like, oh man, that just especially as having a daughter, the idea of anyone potentially ever
I
treating
wish a motherfucker would.
oh man, I will go to prison and like y'all ask what does Phil get mad when it comes
I don't
to
even think
like children? Yes, when it comes
it's
to
like
people
not even
treating
just
people
that
like
though.
shit.
Because like if you say you send check-in pictures nude, they now have those pictures of you. Like, so it also creates like this weird
And
dynamic of
you
like, oh well,
think
fuck, they got my nudes.
you know
So
damn well any coach who's asking for nude photos from a client, I could almost guarantee they're sending it to someone. There's some other little dirtbag friend they have that they probably share those photos. It could just be for them, but the odds that those get circulated a little bit are pretty high. Because I know again, in the industry before, I've been showed pictures of someone else's client that they think is attractive who had their clothes on. So I know that if you're getting naked photos, if you're the kind of person that's asking for those, you're probably sharing them, even if it's not physically. You're really like, look what I got, because I can't be a grown adult who doesn't make something sexual.
you really like, and as a male, it maybe being like spectrum adjacent helps me out with this shit. Just like being like not neurotypical. like, it's just that switch never got turned on. There was never a point where I had clients now and I looked at them as anything other than, all right, I'm just doing my fucking job.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a like to me, the relationship should be like a teacher, right? Even a college professor is not supposed to and should not be sleeping with a college student. They're both of age, but there's a abuse of power there that just should not, like, it should be common sense that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and like I'm pretty sure most people aren't going to hear this and be like, "No way, dude! I should totally be able to sleep with my
I should
coach."
be able to bang my coach if I want to.
But like,
Fuck
in
you three.
oh well, sure.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know
yeah,
what?
it's not. I'm not your fucking coach. Um, Steven, how did they realize that you weren't the coach for them? Well, no, no P in the V. I said, and they said, "Well,
Definitely
I'm
using
out."
that again.
Thank God I'm not attractive
Probably
enough for that to
tonight.
ever be a problem.
I just dropped the Ralphie May line. Sorry, ladies, pack up your vaginas and go home. I'm married.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah,
Ralphie
but like,
May was awesome.
let's be real. We've all seen it. We've
Yeah.
all seen like, and whether it's like from our own clients or someone else's clients with them, like there are definitely a lot of clients that are like, "Ooh, but my coach is kind of hot," or like they just they put it out there, and I,
If you're
as
having
as a
those
coach, you got to fucking
feelings,
kill it.
if you're having those
Even
feelings for your
wanna
coach, just tell them, but in the professional side of the relationship. And like even like I think back to my days as a personal trainer, and there were lots of times where, okay, there's a trainer that's dating their client, and that was an immediate you're fired.
yeah.
Yeah, that used to be a thing because you also used to get the stories of like trainers that would be sleeping with their clients that were married, and then the fucking husbands would come to the gym because they
That
needed
actually
to
just
work.
happened. Not the gym thing, but I know for a fact a coach was slept with one of their clients that was married. I didn't even
I
really
love,
you don't realize until you're, like, talking about this how
yeah,
common some of this unfortunately, how common this can be.
yeah, but that person was like, so they were married. The person that was the coach was married. I don't know if the other people were married, but they were
No.
also sleeping with multiple people. I was like,
Oh,
it's just fucking dumb.
yeah.
Um, I don't get it, man. And I've coached Jillian. Thank God. You know, I'm not coaching her right now. She's like kind of taking a step back
Yeah,
from
but
that.
you didn't coach until you guys were together, right?
No, no, no. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had been together for a long time. I especially like when we started dating, I was like, I do not want to fucking coach you.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't want to do it. Fuck no.
Jake tried to coach me once after we were together, obviously, and I was like, "No," immediately.
I go through phases
"Oh,
where
shut your mouth."
Ooh, what'd he say? What'd
He
he
said,
say? He
"I
said,
was
you
your
don't listen.
CrossFit coach." Technically, now that we're talking about this, but it's a different kind of relationship. I think that's a little is that different? Or did I just become
Well, I
my
mean, if
own
you're married to somebody, you probably should be sleeping with them,
I mean, that's true.
at least here and there.
well, it's
I
like
do
you
feel like
said,
that's an important part of a relationship for a
Yeah.
marriage. Like, there's got to be some kissing and hugging.
at least once a year,
Yeah, for sure.
at least.
Christmas is coming up.
Christmas, that's wild. Sorry, that's Jesus's birthday, not mine.
That's who she thinks. That's who she thinks of.
He doesn't
Don't
want
fucking
no
kink
P in
shame
the
her.
V on Christmas.
Don't you kink shame her for her Jesus kink?
Yeah, don't kink shame me. Maybe I like to be sexual during Christmas.
So, like, I
Just
think
kidding, I'm
though
married.
what you're talking about is what you first kind of said earlier. Like, it's different if okay, you end up like you're married. That's it's a legitimate like connection, not just like, hey, that person's hot and let's hump.
Yeah, I think it's context specific too, because like, are you a in-person coach? How old are the people you're coaching? You know what I mean? There's so many little varies, but I think in the coaching we're talking about, we're getting photos of these people. We are paid to evaluate their bodies. So it feels a little more predatory to me, only because it would be weird. I don't have the only male clients I take personally. I'll only take a male if it's a husband or a boyfriend of a current client. That's it. If it's not, then I tell them I'm sorry. I don't coach males. But that's more. It's not because I think I'm going to sleep with them. For me, it's because I don't want I c it there's nothing I dislike more as a female than when you're put in an uncomfortable position of somebody trying to be sexual and you're not interested. I hate that feeling And so for me personally, I avoid it for that reason because I just don't want to be put in a situation. Sometimes, even though I'm a bitch a lot, it's hard for me sometimes to speak out for myself. And so I just don't even want to put myself in a position to
Yeah,
have to do that.
because also like kind of goes into the way that we review people's progress photos and the verbiage being used
Right?
is
Like we're zooming in on the butt cheeks and shit.
and
You know,
like
I mean, we have to. You got
yeah,
to
it's
look,
like,
you
hey,
know,
it's
I mean,
if I'm saying like, hey, there's growth in your glutes. That's and like showing, hey, look, let's go back, look at these photos from 6 months ago. See, we have a little bit more of what we call the shelf. We can see where, glute med, glute max, whatever is growing, like be able to point out the muscle. You're looking at muscle no different than the way you would look at a tricep. Like you're looking at it no different than you would look at, a calf muscle. But if a coach is saying like, yeah, your ass is getting fat, like, whoa, pump the brakes.
can you imagine?
So I
Uh,
would definitely have fun like program names like honky tonk badonkadonk.
Yeah.
You
But I
know,
think
yeah,
it's
like
different.
those
Like,
kind of things.
I think all
But
your clients, Steven, know your personality, but you're not I mean, you're not inappropriate. You just make funny program names.
yeah. But I mean, like it's how you address it. Like, man. And to be fair, like you might have somebody that you work with that literally doesn't give a shit. Like, and like some of these people we become really good friends with over the
Yeah.
years. You know.
Yeah.
So be like, yeah, okay, cool. Well, what do I need to do this off season, coach? And I'm like, well, you got to get a fatter ass. You know, like we got to we got to grow the
I
glutes.
gotta grow that booty.
You
yeah.
know.
There's definitely like context of the relationship as a whole. I
Yeah.
just know, like
But
for
we're
me,
talking strictly you
I'm
had sex
good.
with your client. Like that's
Yeah,
there's no gray
right,
area.
Right.
right. But
And
like
to
I
be
think
fair,
like
I never blur that line. I don't like
exactly. It's
fucking
that
ever.
Me
verbiage
neither.
can start to blur that line of like, oh, hey, my coach is saying like, oh, my ass is looking better. Like, whoa, that's a slippery slope. So, or like I had another client that whenever she signed up, she was like, yeah, I just left my personal trainer. One of the things that he mentioned to me was that I don't get good glute activation on lying hamstring curls. And I'm like, wait, what?
Sugar,
Like
sugar,
like,
what?
it's not a glute movement, it's a hamstring isolation movement. How did he diagnose you with dead glutes from a hamstring curl? And she goes, "Well, he would always put his hands on my glutes while I'm doing them." And I'm like, "That's sexual harassment. You should probably call the cops."
That's fucking bizarre.
The
That's
shit that
another
you can
Weird.
hear from people
yeah.
just and people it's you know what it is? It's kinda like somebody goes and gets a massage and somebody just sticks their hands down the back of their
Be
pants.
violated. Like
She's
that
like, he could have at least shaved his fucking body hair
no
first.
shit. Or like had a fucking bandana on so his sweat didn't drip on me.
Plus, he'd look cooler.
I wish I remembered what
Oh,
episode that was so that anybody, if they haven't heard that episode, can go back and listen to it.
yeah.
I don't remember.
Just go
I
back
don't
and listen to all of them.
yes. So you know
I
what
think it
we're
was like
talking
the first or second one.
yeah.
So I think this one goes into it, but like the gaslighting or the the hyping people up all the time. Like I get that people want a cheerleader. I get that you want to feel like we believe in you, but there's a very big difference between me telling you I believe in you, we're making progress, we're doing well, and then me just blowing smoke up your ass, or always just doing that to the same people. I've always been really aware of this. I don't fucking like saying nice things. Just in general, I fucking hate getting compliments. I hate giving compliments. Like having feelings makes me fucking uncomfortable. So if I tell somebody that I am proud of them or that they're doing great or that they're making good progress, it is because I don't feel that way. I believe that to be fucking true, right? You are making great progress. You are doing a fucking phenomenal job managing the holidays or managing like the life stuff that's going on right now. Like I believe that to be true. Me being proud of you, I guess that's a feeling, sure. Um, like I don't fucking like doing it. And so they're very few and far between. And I've had clients push back on me about that. I'm like, look, this is who I am. If you want a cheerleader, I'm just not your guy. I am
Yeah.
here to help you get better, and I will tell you when you're getting better. But if we're in a growth season, we're not getting better every fucking week. It takes time for that adaptation to build up. And I feel like what it does is it will get people in the door, but it doesn't keep them. And so there's also the reverse side of that, which I see a ton of time, which is the gaslighting and the negging of clients, right? Like, oh, well, you're not going to be good enough to compete right now, so we might as well just stay off stage and yada yada. It's like, okay, cool. Maybe we won't win, but that doesn't mean we can't compete. You know what I mean? And so there's this huge where both of those kind of go into this thing of like, I'm more worried about my reputation as a coach than about like actually serving you as an individual. And so that changes how I'm going to like talk to you, address you, either say some things are a certain option or not a certain option. Like granted, you come to me and you're eating 1,000 calories a day. We're not fucking dieting and prepping, period. Um,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why and explain it. If you're eating 1,700 calories, I'm like, well, I don't love that number, but for some people, like that's a fucking solid intake for them. Especially, I had a client on stage at 89 pounds this year. Fucking like, okay, cool,
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
had
If
one
you
at
got a smaller
92
frame.
pounds, I think, fit model.
yeah. So it's like,
And she was short, 4 foot something.
but I'm not making decisions for them, and I fucking hate that too. I hate when like coaches are like, "You're competing this year. You're not competing this year."
I know. I think that's
Fucking hate it.
bizarre too.
That's wild. That's
Because
absolutely wild.
anytime I just had this conversation, a longtime client, she's like, "Hey, I want to compete this year. Does she have enough muscle?" No. So I said, "What's your goal?" And she's like, "I just want to do it." I'm like, "Okay, then let's do it." Like, you're going to need more muscle and that's going to be your feedback. But if that's what you want to do, I'm not the gatekeeper. And the people putting on the shows sure as hell don't give a shit. Who pays
They
an
don't,
entry fee?
no, as long as you pay that fee,
Yeah.
they don't give a fuck.
No.
If anything, side street on something that pisses me off is whenever people ask the promoter, like, "Oh, well, how many classes should I sign up for?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, like,
All of them.
you should do the true novice and the novice. You should do the open. You should do you're 50. You should do open 50, open 40, 30. Like,
When we tell them which ones they
Yeah.
should do, I've had clients show up and they're like, "I went ahead and signed up for these two because they said I should." And I'm like, I mean, you can, but like, I already know you were struggling with money and then you let the promoter talk you into something you didn't need to really do.
The only time I think that makes sense, so like I have somebody that's prepping and we just started prep and they're going to legit do one show. One show, done. First time getting on stage, no ability to do other shows, nothing. It, I think, makes sense for them to get as much time on
Do
stage.
all the classes myself when I
Fuck
compete
yeah.
because I want the stage time, but I meant like when somebody can't afford it or, whatever the
Right.
situation.
I had
Any other situation, I would do 2 shows. I'd like 2 completely different shows because you never know who's gonna show up to one, what's gonna happen, how you're gonna feel, and so you can still get the stage time, but you do 2 shows. But if you only have the one, like, if you only do 1 class, you're on stage for a couple minutes, dude. It's not really a good indicator, especially if it's your first show, you're nervous, the rest of the shit, like that, but, I mean, the promoters are there to make money, like, nobody's putting on a bodybuilding show for something, so
so
when they're like,
I
"Oh,
have
yeah,
the
they wanna see me do all those classes," like, yeah, of course.
yeah, I have a client who she's in her mid 60s and just absolute wonderful, wonderful person, right? But she was like, "Hey, I want to get into this now. Like, I want to do a master's class. Awesome, let's do it." Promoter talked her into, oh, do the 60 plus, do the 50 plus, do the 40 plus. I'm like, it's not a fair comparison to put you next to a 40-year-old. You're in your mid 60s. It's not a fair comparison. And the promoter talked you into doing the open as well. You need to talk to that promoter or give me their number and let's get you a refund because why are you in the open? There's that's not where you need to be.
Right, like I said, unless they specifically want more
Yeah,
stage
if the
time,
client wants the stage time, like I always do all the classes because I want the stage time. I've prepped for that long, and I damn well want every morsel of metal and stage time I can get, and that's okay. But if I
I
could
did
come,
5 at a show last season, I did. That was too many. I did fucking 5
oh,
classes.
that would be a lot. I can
Fuck
do
that.
masters now, but I haven't competed since I could be masters. But at that time, I could only do novice and open. So when I say I'm doing all of them, that's what it meant.
Yeah, I think I did Masters, Open, and Novice. in classic, and then like masters and open
Oh,
in
yeah.
like
See,
Z.
now I could do novice.
What?
No, I can't do novice. I could do open 35 plus and 40 plus. Oof, that sounds rough out loud.
Still do novice. I ain't never won an NPC show, bitch. I don't check anyways.
Um, okay, so you ready for my next one?
Wait, Phil, you got anything before we go to the next one? No, he's not even fucking. He's like, I
He
don't give a
doesn't,
fuck.
he
Fuck
doesn't
you
know.
guys.
So this is
I have
one.
nothing to contribute, as with most things in life.
This is something I don't want to say I hate, but this is something that really grinds my gears. Is sometimes judges feedback to clients. So I'm going to tell kind of a story of what just happened recently with a client to explain what I mean. Because sometimes you get really good feedback. Anybody listening, the biggest advice I gave to clients this year was when you're getting your feedback, record it. So then you can just send it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
Mhm.
They don't even have to know you're recording it. They don't put it in their face. They just hold their phone. But then I can actually, because sometimes what you hear isn't in fact what they meant either. So anyway, I had a client, she was competing for the first time in Fit Model, and she had 2 suit colors she was deciding upon and asked my opinion, and she really wanted to get a pink one, and I was like, "I don't know how well that one's gonna do, I think the blue looks better on you," and she's like, "I just really want pink," and I'm like, "Okay, then do pink, it's your show, like, do pink." So she wore pink, she looked beautiful. Part of her feedback was not to wear pink again. Exact words, "You look too much like a Barbie." To
I've never been
me,
told I look like
that is
Barbie.
bizarre because look how beautiful the bikini girl. She was Fit Model anyway, but look how beautiful the girls on stage are. They are kind of like Barbie, right? Like they're it's glamorous and it's so that just seems like a weird. That seemed like a lazy way to give feedback because
Yeah.
there's no way you can fucking tell me that if there are 2 people on stage and one is clearly better than the other in posing, and this girl, her placing wasn't affected. She placed how she should, so this has nothing to do with that. But
Right.
if a judge is looking at 2 competitors and one is like blowing it out of the water, stage presence, posing, and there's this other girl who's not quite as good, but her suit's not pink and the really superstar is pink, they're not going to be like, you know what?
We're giving it to blue suit.
We're going to give it to blue suit who's out of shape because you look like a Barbie. Like to me, that's just like, it irritates me. Like these people, and I think that this just happens from people being overworked, but a competitor is spending so much time, so much money, and I know everybody's tired, but just give the real feedback. Like, just tell the like I feel like just say the truth, right? Like whatever the reasoning really was, they
That's
need.
not always going to happen, and you know it
I
because
know, but
they're
it's just
never going to be like, "Hey, look, that girl was just way prettier than you." Like you guys were really fucking close on your physiques and your conditioning and your posing and the rest of the stuff, but that other girl was just way prettier than you.
it's like
Like,
they just think of ways, and like I said, this girl placed exactly how she should. She got second, like exactly as it should. There was no weird judging going on or anything, but it was just like it was just an extra dig on somebody's first show experience, and this show experience for her was already effed because her like they tried to get her to do her hair the night before and sleep on it because they were
yeah,
overbooked.
you told me about that.
And it didn't make any sense because she had already texted me the exact schedule with all the competitors' names. And so it was really weird that last minute, I don't know what happened there, but there was just a lot of things. And then the last thing that she needed to hear after she was asked to do her hair the night before, after she was told that she was not going to get to do her individual for prejudging, and if she wanted to do it, the backstage expediter told her you should do a show earlier in the year. And then she had paid $500 to have for the videographer to video her morning and evening routine, but she didn't even get to do her morning routine. And so all of that combined, like I just don't see that she needed to be told you're too Barbie. Like, isn't that what the standard is? Kind of.
I
Like
mean,
I've
that's the
never
selling
seen an
point of it,
ugly
right?
top Olympian.
So isn't that the selling point though? It's like I want to get on stage. I want it to be like where I feel beautiful or whatever. Like it is like I don't know, regal's not the word, but like it's the thing. It's the production. It's the lights and the hair and the
Yeah,
makeup, the stage and the blingies and like it's all the things.
that's the point.
And and it's also hard sometimes, I think, for the individual because everybody. And this kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier. If you have a coach that's only fucking blowing smoke, like trying to blow you up, everybody's telling them how great they look. Everybody at the gym, all the rest of the stuff. And so then when if a judge is a more straightforward judge and they're like, hey, and I don't love the suit color feedback. I think that's silly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think that's about as
I
silly
think
as
it's
like
petty.
I got. So I got the feedback of calves at one of my last shows. And I was like, it would be cool if you just told me you weren't paying attention, you know?
That's
Because it obviously wasn't my fucking calves, and me
Yeah.
needing to grow them that's gonna get me to place better at this
I
show.
think
I'm
sometimes they
objectively honest.
don't have an answer, and so they just start saying random shit.
just admit that you were eating something or you were drinking something while you were supposed to be taking the notes. It's fine. Just go, "Hey, I really don't have much feedback. I really can't give you much of what to work on, but from where you place, like, you probably need to push conditioning a little more." Like, that's at least something that there's probably a degree of truth there.
Yeah.
Of if you're placing kind of middle of the road, you it's probably you need to just push your conditioning a little bit more.
The bizarre thing is when it comes to placing and feedback, I'm sure you guys can attest to this. When a client, because if they have a live feed, I'm watching it or I'm there in person, you usually know as soon as everybody steps out as a coach, you knew, oh shit, that girl's got better glutes, or oh shit, her conditioning just pops more, or whatever it is. If you've been in the industry long enough and you're a good coach, you want your client to get feedback for the reason of, if let's say Sandy's the head judge and they're doing a national show with Sandy the head judge, I want very specific feedback from that judge because you're going to get in front of them again.
Yes.
The times that I've seen what I would consider bad feedback, it's from smaller regional shows with judges I've never heard of. And I
Yeah,
don't
it's
mean
normally
that
not the national or the pro
I
level,
don't mean that in a
judges.
disrespectful way, but I think maybe they just don't have as much experience, or I don't know. I
I have a
really don't know.
story. I have a story on that for
Ooh.
perfect.
Yeah,
So
let's end with a couple stories then.
so had a client that we were like, "Hey, you know what? This is your year. You're going to go all in. She's, competes in a natural federation." Said, "Hey, let's do these shows because it's the same promoter. That means that it's likely the same judges." Cool. Feedback from the first show was, "Well, you're kind of borderline on bikini wellness. Like, next time you should cross over and let's get you in a field with wellness." It was a fair assessment. Very, very glute and quad, like
Dominant, yeah.
made sense. She was French. So next show comes around like 6 weeks later. Have her do bikini and wellness.
This is going.
She was the last person. She was like, "Well, kind of just watching my budget a little bit. Should I do the bikini or just go wellness? Because wellness, there's less people that were needed for giving out a pro card." She was like, "Bikini, I don't know. Like, I don't want to get told the same feedback
Yeah.
of, well, you should have done wellness." So, well, look, let's do both. Let's see, can you do both? She did. The other deciding factor was the promoter said, "Well, we need one more person for bikini. So if you do it, then there will be a pro card awarded." So she signs up for bikini and wellness, and then they do bikini. She gets first overall. They do wellness. She gets second. And then whenever it's all said and done, they go, "Well, we decided not to award a pro card today because we also saw you in wellness, and it just kind of clouded our judgment."
So that would
Oh,
piss me the fuck
shit.
off. This is also one of the things I'm not in love with about, a lot of the natural league shows is that, and I get that you need to have enough people there, but, like, sometimes they will run extra people or bring them in from other classes, whatever, just so that they have the minimum so they can award a pro card. Um, I guess whatever. But that would have pissed me off because you were specifically saying that you were gonna put a pro card out then.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, so that one is frustrating. In terms of the feedback also though, like, us as coaches, and like you said, that one was like, you felt like it was pretty reasonable. We have to be able to interpret feedback too,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of times, like, the judges will tell you, "Oh, we want to see more fullness," and it's like, "Oh, no, no, that means you need more muscle. Like that doesn't mean we need to
Yeah,
keep
they don't. Yeah.
competing.
That's
It
why I
means we need
love
more."
recording it, because then it's like right there. I have a recording this year of a judge saying, it was for Fit Model, that the different client, they couldn't give her feedback basically because they're still figuring it out.
Yo, I would actually rather hear that.
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean, but
rather
I would
hear that
still
honest.
I think you should be able to
I
look
love it.
at the person that won. You should be strong enough willed or whatever you wanna say. Like, I want a judge to look at me and tell me exactly, like, you know what I mean? Like, you should be looking at who won and then, like, what did I not have that they, you know, if they had bigger glutes or they had, I would like specific, and that should be a no-brainer, but, like, you don't always. Sometimes you get a runaround on, like, nothing's changed nothing. Well, you can't say change nothing because somebody got it over me. So how would you change nothing and just show up to another show?
Right.
What did she
A
have that
lot,
I
yeah.
didn't have? So I know.
Like, unless you just literally fell over and were walking like a baby giraffe on stage, the feedback of change nothing. If you weren't first place, that
Yes,
doesn't make sense.
I agree. But I've had many clients say change nothing, just go to go to nationals or change nothing. And you're like,
So here's what I think that really means. I think what that really means is they think that you are the best that you're going to be. And so you just got to hope that nobody better than you shows up.
yeah, that's true. Or it could be that maybe that judge had you higher. And so they don't have any feedback because they had you in first, but overall the other judges didn't. So that can happen too, I guess, where it's, and I've had
Hmm.
clients get feedback from, even Sandy that's like, hey, I had you in first, but it's not one person, one judge doesn't get to decide. And I like that they don't, that it's a across the board kind of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, feedback's tough. Get whether you win, whether you lose, no matter what, get your fucking feedback.
Yes, get your
It's,
feedback.
it's a lot of time, effort, and money to do
They are
shows. And
better about giving it now too. I will give them credit there. Where that was not a thing when I started in 2014. You were lucky if the promoter would talk to you half the time.
There are still smaller federations where it's, oh, to get feedback, you have to email the judges.
Yeah, yeah.
or there's federations that make you pay for it too. They make you pay for feedback. That shit
Well,
fucking
at
drives me
least if
crazy.
you were paying for feedback, I wonder if it would be better feedback. Like
It's
if it would
not.
be
No,
more.
nope.
No,
Nope.
no. Okay.
Bigger calves.
Sometimes it's absolute bullshit.
Oh, right.
You know?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Bigger
I mean,
calves and trim your nose hair.
did you guys like the hate episode? I don't feel like we were as hateful as we could have been.
No, but I think that's because we're all actually in the industry, so we can say some things, and there's nothing I held back per se, but like we don't want to like get too specific on who we're
It's
talking about.
I think it's
I mean,
also the time of the
some of us do.
year. It's
That's one of the other things I hate, right? And we'll say it for our industry, any industry. I hate that, like, thank God for 50 Cent right now, right? Thank God for 50. He's doing the fucking Lord's work. But how long did everybody just be like, oh, he just fucking doesn't like that guy. He's just being a bitch. He's just being petty.
Yeah,
Um, like, I wish that it wasn't a knock to be able to like be honest about things you've seen, things you
I know.
know,
Me too.
or to have that like come back at you in some kind of bad way, to be able to like be open and honest. So like people can just know, you know?
Yeah. If you could have an
Like,
open dialogue, that'd be great. But you do have to be concerned with. You don't want to. I don't want to ever say anything that would hurt one of my clients at a show. Like you wouldn't want to.
right. Yeah. And I get it. But like I do think that that's one of the things I hate, because so many of these things that we talk about, they're actually more prevalent than probably we even know in certain cases, because people just don't fucking talk about it.
Yep. Or you try to and you're retaliated because that did happen. Um, we all know the scenario where somebody did try to speak up about something and it turned into they can't even compete.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was there for all of that. Like how it culminated. That shit
Sad.
sucked.
What are we gonna end on? We can't end on that. Ooh,
No,
rapid
let's end
fire.
on something depressing. Fuck yeah. That's real
Favorite
life.
Christmas food? Go.
The hero dies at the end of the story. That's real life.
Yeah. What's your favorite
Favorite
Christmas
Christmas
food? I
food.
want to know. Assholes. Fucking.
What's a fucking Christmas? I guess peppermint mocha stuff.
Or like, I love chocolate and coconut. And I feel like there's a lot of like chocolate coconut balls during the holidays.
I also love like that white chocolate peppermint bark that fucking Ghirardelli does.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's
Yeah.
fire.
I like the, I'm gonna totally butcher the name because I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. The Ferrero Rocher.
Oh,
Ferrero
yeah.
Rocher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that hazelnut with the crunch in the middle of it. Just give me those balls.
But those aren't Christmas. That's
It's
all. That's all
I
year.
was setting you up for the end, man.
balls. Yeah, but like